everybody, Sickness here again to talk to you about what I bought and what I watched today. And since I was on vacation for last week, that obviously means I didn't get a chance to run out to my local Goodwill. I'm usually out there a couple of times a week, constantly picking through all their DVDs and all their VHS tapes. But like I said, haven't been out there in a week, so I definitely had to stop out there today. Very happy I did. They actually got a lot of new VHS tapes in. Not only do they have some new VHS tapes with where they usually keep their VHS tapes, but on a little like end cap, they had a whole bunch of other VHS tapes. So I guess they must have got a lot in, didn't really have space for them, so they just stuck them on that end cap. Unfortunately, most of the stuff they had was titles that I either already had or didn't want, but I did find new titles. They were all marked down to 25 cents each. It was a great deal. So, like I said, picked up 9 new titles. Here they are. And all these titles were complete blind buys. I know nothing about them, just thought they looked interesting. And the first title I got was Young at Heart. Simply picking this one up because Doris Day and Frank Sinatra sounds like a winning combination. Definitely wanted to check it out. The next 2 titles I got are both MGM musicals that I've heard great things about and I've wanted to see it for a long time. First one was Ziegfeld Follies. This I've heard great things about over the years. I hear it is a fantastic musical. I do love musicals. I think they're great. I mean, just great classic MGM musicals. You just can't beat them. So, really wanted to pick this one up. Can't wait to check it out. Then I picked up Kiss Me Kate. This is another classic MGM title that I've heard great things about over the years. I'm sure it's going to be fantastic. Can't wait to check it out. The next title I picked up was From the Terrace. The reason why I grabbed this one was because Paul Newman. Love Paul Newman movies. Everything I've seen him in I pretty much like so far, so figured I'd pick it up. Then I grabbed Gung Ho. This is actually the second movie I own now titled Gung Ho, the other one being the Michael Keaton movie, which I love. But I'm really getting into war movies. You know, I've always liked war movies, but I never really bought them too much. I would buy one here and there, but recently I've been picking up more, been really getting into them, so definitely want to grab it. Hopefully it's good. Then another war movie with A Wing and a Prayer. Again, looked interesting, thought I'd pick it up. Then I grabbed Beautiful Girls. Now, I originally wasn't going to pick this one up. I just, I saw it, thought, it's probably not my thing, so I passed on it. But I picked it up again, saw the lineup, thought it had an interesting cast, figured, what the hell, for 25 cents, I'll check it out. So, I'll see if it's any good. Then I had to pick up Thoroughly Modern Millie. This one I grabbed for 3 reasons, right there. Julie Andrews, Mary Tyler Moore, and Carol Channing. That there alone said this is a must-buy. We're looking forward to checking this one out. I'm sure it's going to be great. And the last title I picked up, I've actually seen before, so I guess technically it's not really a blind buy, and that is Mixed Nuts. Now, the last time I saw this movie was many, many, many years ago, way before I even started collecting films. So honestly, I really don't remember a single thing about this movie. I mean, I guess it takes place during Christmas. I think I remember that, and maybe something about like an office Christmas party. I don't know. I could be completely off about that because it's been so long since I've seen it. Really remember nothing about it, but I figured I'd pick it up, give it another watch, see if I liked it, because I don't even remember if I liked the movie or not, so look forward to checking it out. So that's it for what I bought today, so now it's what I watched. And the first title I checked out was Waking Sleeping Beauty. Wow. If you're into Disney or Disney animation or just anything Disney at all, you need to have this movie. This is a must-buy, a must-see. I will end up watching this movie about 100 more times. It was that good. One of the best documentaries I have ever seen in my entire life. This film is basically about Disney and kind of during the 80s when Disney was in a slump. Their animation studio, the movies weren't doing too well, the studio wasn't doing too well. Things were looking pretty bad for the Walt Disney Company. And it's just about how things picked up from there. All the problems that were going on with the studio and how eventually things started to pick up and movies like Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin and stuff like that came out and, things got better for the company. And this movie is just so well told. It's like watching a great drama. They don't hold back in this movie either. And that's one thing I like about this Disney movie is the fact that there's no holding back. They show sort of some of the bad things within Disney, a lot of the bickering and the fighting, and a lot of bad things that happen, within the company throughout the time period this movie takes place in. And I thought that was really cool because, a lot of movie studios could, try to paint themselves in a good light, whereas this one, it doesn't necessarily paint Disney in a bad light. It's not trying to say Disney's a bad company, but it does show some of the bad things that went on during that time, some of the, like I said, the bickering between, studio heads and just all kinds of things like that. And a lot of the animators, they speak their mind. They say what they thought of, their bosses and stuff like that. And when their bosses made a mistake or something like that, or made a decision they weren't happy with, they come right out and they say, we thought that was a horrible decision, one of the worst things that you could have done for the company or something like that. And I think that's really, really cool that there's just no holding back on this. It is a true 100% just great story about, again, just the, kind of almost downfall of Disney and then how eventually things picked back up. So as a fan of animation, I love animation, especially Disney animation. I'm a huge, huge fan of all the classic animated Disney movies, and even just the TV shows and anything that has to do with animation, especially Disney animation. This was just a great watch. I would highly recommend this. It is a must see. I can't say that enough. I mean, this is something everyone should see. It's fantastic. If you like Disney, if you like animation, if you just like great documentaries, this is something to check out. This, if I had to give this, a rating of, 1 to 5 stars, I'd give it 1,000 stars. It was that good. Check this one out. And the last title I watched tonight was Disneyland Resorts, Imagineering the Magic. This is actually a pretty decent documentary on the Disneyland Resort. However, it could have been longer, could have been more detailed, so not a perfect documentary, but all in all, it's pretty decent. They go into everything from the very beginning when Walt decided to build it and why he decided to build Disneyland. Then they talk a little bit about the building of it, and then they go into talking about some of the more popular attractions and the history of those. So it's actually a pretty decent documentary, even though it was a little short and could have been more detailed. It was a decent watch, and I would definitely recommend it. If you have any interest in the Disneyland Resort at all, it's definitely something to check out. Also, it has a second disc on it that talks about the Disney California Adventure Park, which is pretty cool. That's only about a 20-minute documentary or so. It's not very long. They just sort of briefly tell you the history of that and some of the attractions there. They have something on here, Imagineering New Attractions, which is just them talking about some new attractions that are coming. What is Imagineering? They talk to some of the Imagineers about, what their job entails, which is pretty cool. And then it's got a couple other bonus features on here as well. So it's definitely worth picking up. I think I paid $25 for this, so a little pricey, and you can only get this in, I believe, last I heard you can only get this in the Disneyland Resort. However, I picked this up in the Walt Disney World Resort, so I guess they have it there now. I knew you used to be able to get this on the Walt Disney Resort website, but last I checked it wasn't on there. Maybe they put it back up, I don't know, but it's definitely worth checking out if you have any interest in the Disneyland Resort. I loved it. I thought it was great. I'll definitely watch it again. Highly recommend it. So that's it for what I bought when I watched today. Got 9 new titles. Looking forward to checking them all out. Also watching Waking Sleeping Beauty. That was brilliant. A must-see. I can't say enough about that. It's now one of my all-time favorite documentaries. I absolutely love it. And the Disneyland Resort, Imagineering the Magic. That was pretty cool too. Like I said, could have been a little bit longer. Could have been a little bit more detailed. But all in all, it was a good documentary at the Disneyland Resort. I'd recommend it. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to see what I bought and what I watch tomorrow. See ya.